always remember, your focus determines your reality.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of Middle-earth. Ryan the Cyber Hobbit here. I hope you liked my extremely overdramatic intro. This is a Lord of the Rings Rohirrim themed wall light that I created. I actually have a little bit of experience creating some similar things, but nothing that actually casts light, I guess, in a direction. So I thought it might be cool this time to record a little bit of the process as I was making it, so that way I can show you guys. So the first step, obviously, was to go grab the Rohirrim horse logo from Google. That was pretty easy. I basically just found a flat version of the logo I knew could easily be extracted from its background. I also wanted the light to be in the shape of a shield, so I found some random black shield shape that I liked and took that as well. So the next few steps are where unfortunately some people may get lost, and I do apologize as this does require a bit of computer skills in order to do it, but I promise it's not too bad. And if not, maybe it can inspire you to figure out another way to do it after you see how I did it. So the end goal here is to create a model that I'm going to print with my 3D printer. To do that, I need to convert these images I found into a format that a 3D program would understand, specifically the vector format of SVG. Here you can see I've brought these two images into a program called Adobe Illustrator. This is a very popular vector program that's been around for a very long time. I'm sure you may have heard of its sibling, Adobe Photoshop. If you don't have Adobe Illustrator, I do believe they offer a free trial, but I'm not sure how long it lasts. Anyways, to do what we need to do doesn't take very long at all. Essentially, all you have to do is go to the top bar and go to Object, Image Trace, and then Make Expand. This will convert the image into a vector shape, which then we can export as an SVG. I do this for both the horse logo and the shield. And then after that, it's time to go into 3D modeling. So now Tinkercad. Now you may be looking at the screen and saying to yourself, I don't know anything about 3D modeling or how to use a 3D program, so this part can't apply to me. Well, I would say it's time to learn. Tinkercad is by far the easiest program to learn how to create very basic 3D models. It's literally designed in a way that kids can use it. So have some faith in yourself. I spent about 2 hours doing their lessons, which are also free by the way, and it taught me plenty enough to be able to do all the kinds of basic modeling that I want to know how to do, at least for 3D printing. So there's a lot of things on the screen right now, but if you take a look right here, you can see that this is the final model that I came up with. Essentially, all you have to do is just import the SVG shield file that I created earlier, and that creates a 3D block, which you then use other shapes, including the Rohirrim logo, to subtract away from that block, to then mold it into the thing that you want. And this is what I came up with. I don't really want to go into every single step that it took for me to do this because that would make this video much longer than I wanted it to be, but I promise this really wasn't that difficult to make, and once you understand how Tinkercad works, you'll really understand how I made this. So now that I've created the 3D model, the next step is to take it into a program that I can use to convert it into a file that my 3D printer can use. So here I'm inside of Ultimaker Cura. This is another free 3D program, but this was created to slice 3D models into layers that a 3D printer will understand. If you take a look right here, you can actually see the breakdown of each layer that the printer has to print. The program is really easy to use. Essentially all you have to do is import the model, press the almighty slice button, and then you're done. You export the model onto an SD card and you're ready to print. And if you take a look at the bottom right hand corner, you can see that this is going to take 1 day, 6 hours, and 21 minutes to print. So, cue print montage. By the way, if you don't have a 3D printer, don't lose hope. You can still use online services to print your file and then they'll mail it to you. One of the ones that I've used before is called craftcloud3d.com. I used it once when my 3D printer was broken. It works pretty well. But my best recommendation is actually to just buy a 3D printer. These things are amazing and you can do all kinds of stuff not related to this. Alright, and the print's all done. Now I just need to remove some supports. Okay, so this is what I ended up with. I removed all the supports, did a little bit of sanding, and then put a coat of kind of like a gold paint around the edges. Just to try to attempt to kind of make it match. It's not the exact same tone as those, but I think it looks okay. This is never really going to be just like this. I'm usually going to hopefully always have the LEDs on, so it'll hopefully look a little better than what this looks like. I know it's kind of rough, but hopefully this works out okay. We'll see. And these are the LEDs I'm going to be using. They're Govee Wi-Fi RGB. I have a whole lot of Govee, and they've always been great, so they're pretty dependable. Plus, this way I'll be able to use my voice to turn everything on and off. So anyway, so now I guess cue LED montage. Okay, so I've actually just kind of realized a big mistake that I made when I designed this thing. The back is great because I've included spots for the nails to hold this thing on, but what I didn't do is include a spot at the bottom so that I could run the cord out without it creating a gap on the wall. So I'm gonna have to do a little dremeling. Okay, so gone with the Dremel and made myself a little gap that I'll be able to use to run the cord down. Hopefully it won't let any light escape, but we'll see. Okay, so this is what I ended up with. I think it turned out pretty good. Doesn't obviously light up everything, but it at least creates the directional lighting that I was hoping to get. But pretty cool. And also, since it's, you know, a Wi-Fi enabled thing, I can just say change Rohan to purple. And there you go. Change Rohan to red. And there you go. Change Rohan to white. I think that looks probably the best. At least with the swords. You can also kind of change it to a more warm color, but I think it turned out pretty good. Just a little kind of accent lighting to go with the swords. Obviously there's a cord there that I still have to deal with, but it's okay. Not that bad. Set kitchen lights to red.
Okay, changing 4 lights to red.
Yeah. Just another little accent lighting for the kitchen. Alright guys, so if you like this video, really appreciate it if you could subscribe or like. But till next time. Bye-bye.